Good morning, students. Please confirm if I'm audible to everybody. Please respond to the chat box if all of you can hear me. Good morning, students. Good morning, Prerna Vaishnavi. I'm audible clearly. All right. Thank you so much for confirming. So, very good morning to you all and welcome you all to the bright Sunday morning with a very interesting module today, right? And I'm sure all of you are aware about the module. What are we going to do today? Something that is of utmost importance for all of us, isn't it? And what is the title? What is the title of the session? Who's going to tell me about the same? Yes, Saurabh, Prerna, Vaishnavi, good morning. What is the title? What are we going to learn in the class? Time management. Thank you so much for responding, Pragati. What about other students? Are you not sure about what are we going to do? I have some very important things and some very interesting activities also, right? So today in the class, we'll also be doing a self-assessment on time management as well. I'm sure all of you are excited to do the same, isn't it? Right? So we will also be assessing that if we are talking about time management, are we really good at the same, right? So we'll be discussing about it. So to begin with, let us start the class. But before that, let me just, I just want to interact with all of you once. Can you please send me hello or good morning through the question pane? I can see a lot of students in the class, but only 3 or 4 are responding. So should I take that you are not able to hear me? Good morning, Aishwarya. Good morning, Mrinal. Hello, Gauri. How are you? Good morning, Rana, Ankita. Still a very few responses, students. Be quick. Consider this as an attendance for the class quickly. Good morning, Vaibhav. Good morning, Vaishnavi. All right, so are we good to go? Good morning, Aman. Good morning, Videshwar. Good morning, Vaibhavi. Come on, quickly send me a good morning through the question pane. Hello, Samarn. Good morning, Madhu. Good morning, Shrutika. All right, wonderful. Right. So, are you all excited for the class today? I'm sure that you as students and we as professionals in all of our lives, whether we are in student phase or as a working professional, irrespective of the domain in which we are working, all of us need to have a good time management without which things are really, really not possible. Good morning, Sachin ji. Hope you are good. And I'm sure you're excited for the session today, right? Because we as working professionals, when we have to manage our life and our working, our working life and our personal life, so we require to be, very, very efficient in time management as we have to juggle between different roles, right? And let me tell you all the students that once you'll be joining the corporate world, as these all session modules from MentorBuddy, these are basically aimed to help you in preparing yourself to face the corporate world, right? So that is why we are learning. And as I said, that the last 5-6 modules are basically going to help you in preparing yourself to not only face the corporate world, but the current scenario also in which you are surviving, right? How can you become so efficient in the same, right? Okay, so without spending any more time over here in the discussion, let me just show the screen to you. All right, so I hope the screen is visible to everybody. Are you able to see the PowerPoint presentation? Students, are you able to see the presentation? All right, thank you so much for confirming. So this class, holds equal relevance for everybody, irrespective of, in which phase of life you are or what are you doing presently. You are going to make the best use of all these skills. All right, so once again, let me just welcome all of you in my session today. This is going to be the 19th session. We are left with 4 more sessions, and the interesting class on today is focused on time management. And this is your mentor Shivani Sharma from mentorbuddy.com. I hope that my sessions are, you are able to utilize the sessions learnings in your day-to-day life. Is that right? So let me quickly just talk about the objectives of the today's program. We are going to talk about what are the different benefits that you will be getting for good time management, and at the same time, how to do time management, right? So these are the two basic program objectives that we'll be dealing with in the class today. The same ground rules as we keep in all other classes. Listen attentively, participate actively, share your experience when I'll be asking different questions from you, right? Respect each other, keep a notebook and pen ready, and write down your queries, right? Keep your queries for a little later, and then we'll be discussing about it. So this is something really interesting, students. So I have brought this present for you, right? And another interesting point is, that yesterday that is gone is history, and tomorrow that is about to come is a mystery. But the current moment that you are living in, it's a gift, right? And when we say today is a gift, that is why they call it a present, right? And you know what is a present? Something that you get as a gift. So this is the most beautiful gift that we get from God. That is the current moment that we are living in. So we all should keep this in mind, that we should make the best or the optimum utilization of what we are getting as present, right? Isn't it an interesting analogy to start the class with? Right. So let me just talk about what do we mean by time management. I'm sure all of us are aware of the same, but as a ritual, I need to tell you about the concept once again. This is something which you'll find a little different than normal time management definitions, right? Time management basically entails more than keeping a calendar. However, it requires identifying your obligations. That means whatever things you are supposed to do, carefully considering their importance, and making choices about how to use your time, right? So it is not just that you are making a calendar, you are keeping it on your study table, and then fine, it's done. This is what is time management. No, certainly that is not. You have to identify what are your obligations. Obligations means what are the things that you're required to do. Secondly, you have to carefully consider what is the importance of those things. And then you have to make choice about how you are going to use your time. And this is what we mean by time management, right? We'll be talking more in detail about the same. But before we proceed, students, make this thing very clear in your mind. All of us have these 24 hours per day. Each hour is having 60 minutes, and each minute has 60 seconds, right? So in one day, we have 86,400 seconds, right? And a second which is gone, you don't have the capacity to bring even that second back to your life, right? No matter how powerful you are, you will never ever be able to stop the time unless you have a time machine with you, right? You have invented the same, or you have this vision to create a time machine so that you can just go back and relive all those moments which you have lived in so far, right? So if we cannot bring even a second of time back, that means the present which God has gifted us with, we need to make it as productive as we can. And how can we do this? Every second of your life should be spent in an efficient and productive way. right? Consider each day as deposit in your bank, which God has given to you. God has deposited these days in your bank, and spend it like something which is very precious. And if you are going to spend this precious day of your life without gaining anything, without planning, without pursuing the things, the whose loss is going to be? This is going to be your loss, because the time that you're going to spend will never ever come back. Right, students? I hope that makes sense. Any questions so far, or anything that you would like to add? Anyone, if you want to share something at this juncture? Any suggestions, any narrative, any point that is coming to your mind? I would appreciate all the students to interact with me at this, as this is not a theoretical class. Right. So anybody would like to add on something to whatever I said just now? Is there anyone in the class who would like to add something? Come on, say at least a Y or an N so that I can understand whether you are getting my voice or not. If you don't want to add anything, you can just simply send an N to me, to the chat box. All right. Okay, Saurabh. What about others? All right. So that proves that I'm clearly audible to everybody, right? Okay. Right. So students, always keep one thing in mind, that you are the creator of your destiny, right? And as you can see in the slide, Swami Vivekanand, who is considered to be one of the most organized, efficient, right, leader, educationalist, right, who said that arise, awake, and stop, not till the goal is reached, right? So that means you have to keep going until unless you achieve the goal that you have targeted for yourself. So everything that you are today and everything that you'll become in the future, how is it going to be determined? Right? It is going to be determined by the way you think. Remember, in the last class, we have talked about positive attitude, right? And I told you that if you think you can, you are right. And if you think you can't, you are right even then also, isn't it? So whatever you are today, it is just because of your belief. It is just because of the fact that you wanted to achieve there. And it is largely determined by the fact that how you are utilizing your time. Are you utilizing your time efficiently or not? Right? So your attitude towards time is a crucial factor, right? And whatever you are going to do, whatever you are going to achieve, whatever is going to be your accomplishment, that will only and only be determined by your time management and your positive attitude, right? So one thing which I would like to suggest all my students sitting in the class and the working professionals, whenever you talk about time management, the first, always keep in mind, very first in the basic law that says the law of clarity, right? And you know what is law of clarity? And believe me, as a soft skills trainer, this is my suggestion to all of you. Always start with a clear-cut approach towards your goal. And the very basic factor in this is you need to be very clear about your goals and objectives, right? Where exactly you want to reach. And the more efficient and effective you will be in achieving your goals, right? If you're very clear about where you want to reach, suppose I start traveling from Delhi, right? So I have to be very clear, no, where I want to reach. When I'm not clear whether I want to go to Agra, or I want to go to Chennai, or I want to go to Lucknow, How will I determine, or how will I calculate my journey? How will I calculate, in how much time will I be able to reach? What should be the mode of communication? What should be the mode of transportation? Right. So that means the basic factor that is important is you need to be very clear about the goals and objectives that you have in mind. Right. And if you count about success and happiness, if you are clear about your goal, that means 80% of your success and happiness you have achieved. And if you're not clear about your goal, probably you will land up in a place where you never ever wanted to be. Right? The best way students to be clear about your goals is to write it down on a piece of paper. Believe me, this is reality. And even I also follow the same thing. Not today, only not today, but I have been doing this from my college life, right? I used to write down my goals. And believe me, till now, by the grace of God, whatever goals I have set for myself, I was able to achieve all those goals, right? So people with clear written goals, they accomplish far more in a shorter period of time than people without them could ever imagine, right? So this is what we say the law of clarity is. Clear? So you need to be clear about your objectives, and at the same time try to write those objectives on a piece of paper. What is your goal in life? What do you exactly want to achieve? Right? So let me just show you a very, very interesting story on time management, where you will understand that how to prioritize your goals, how to set different objectives in mind, and how to go about it, right? So let me just show you a video for the same. I'm sorry, it's just taking a bit longer to get load. Excuse me for a minute, students. All right, so let's have a look at a powerful lesson on time management.
he said, "Go." He smiled. He pulled out a pitcher of water. He poured it into the jar until the water reached the top of the jar. And he looked at the students and he said, "What was the point of this illustration?" And one young man jumped up and said, "I know. No matter how full your schedule is, if you try hard enough, you can always fit some more things into it." The professor shook his head and replied, "That's not the point I was trying to illustrate. The point I was trying to illustrate is that if you don't put the big rocks in first, you'll never get them all in. If you fill your jar first with pebbles or sand or water, then there won't be any room for the rocks. If you allow the small things to take up all of your time, then you won't be able to accomplish the bigger things. Figure out what your highest priorities are and do your best to work first on those things that move you towards your goals. Once your goal-related activities are scheduled, then you can fill the rest of your schedule with all those other activities that are less important but still need to be done. Of course, you know this already, but the illustration of the rocks in the jar is a good reminder to schedule your highest priorities first. I want you to do this because that's what winners do, and you are a winner, and given enough time, you will win. Yes, you are a winner.
So students, I hope everybody enjoyed this lesson, right? So what is your basic learning from this that you have got? What is the basic learning? The basic learning from this video says that whatever activities we have in our life, we have to prioritize it. Something which is of highest priority, you need to write it on the top of the priority list and take out the time of the day first to complete those things. Once you have done the things which are highest priority for you, then you will move on to the next level, right? So this is how, there were big stones, then there were pebbles, and then there was water. So something that is least important, that should occupy the little remaining time of the entire day that you have, right? Let's see, right? So let's take the example of being a student. So you as a student, what is the utmost priority that you have? To study. So anything, when you are planning your schedule for the day, the first thing that you are going to set the time for is your studies. Second comes your health. So the second priority that you are going to give a day's schedule is that to take out time to do exercise, to take out time to, relax your mind and body. Then the third important thing is taking out time to have proper meals. Fourth important thing is to spend time with your family, right? And fifth is to take out some time for recreation as well, right? And once you will be deciding the entire day schedule and helping yourself to do time management, first ask yourself, what are your goals? And not only this, make your goals very specific and very concrete. How are you going to do it? You should divide the goals that you have in long term and short term, right? Now, goal setting, once it is done, you should also set a deadline for your goal. As we said that we have, every day has a certain amount of seconds. So we need to judiciously utilize those seconds. We need to select a deadline for our goals. You cannot start reading a chapter at 6 in the morning and complete that chapter at the night at 12, right? So you cannot devote the entire day in reading one chapter of a subject. Do you think you will be able to complete your course by that? Not possible, right? So always set a deadline for your goals. Once you have set a time management schedule for yourself, once you have made a daily chart, calendar, or to-do list kind of things, then you need to monitor your goals also, whether you are going on the right track or not, whether goal setting is proper, whether the time that you have kept for those things are in right direction or not. And if required, if needed, you can either bring about a change in the priority setting, in the to-do list, or if you think, then you can even change your goals. Let me give you an example, right? Suppose you have made a calendar and suddenly next day you come to know that your best friend is not good, not well, and he needs to be hospitalized for some medical help, and his family members are not in the city, right? So students, I have the situation for you. You have set your calendar as your exams are approaching, right? But you have come to know that your best friend is not well. He has to be admitted to hospital for some medical help, and his parents and his family is not in town. That means you are the only one that who can take care of him. Now tell me, how are you going to manage your time? What is the priority that you have? What is your priority? What is your priority? Come on, students. I expect an answer quickly. What is your priority? Okay, study. Runal says study. Come on, I need answer from all of you are sitting in the class. Okay, Saurabh says I will be with my friend, but I will take book along with to read it in free time. Good answer, Saurabh. What about others? Yes, quickly. I'm looking for answers. So that seemed to be one of the most wisest answers, Saurabh, which I would appreciate. And if I would also have been in the same situation, I would have done like this only. There are some situations which are very unpredictable, or which just comes in the way of your, your schedule, or let's say you are preparing for something and something unexpected happens that you cannot leave. Something that demands your attention, related with family, related with work, related with friends, that you cannot overlook. So the best way is to find out a midway in which you can take care of all the responsibilities together, right? So that your work does not suffer, your family, if your family needs your time, if your friends need your time, you will be able to manage it somehow. And believe me, it's possible. Where there is a will, there is a way, right? If you will remember in the last class, we talked about positive outlook, right? So if you will just try to focus on the problems, you will find that the entire world is full of problems only. But if you'll try and focus, you will find that there is a solution to every problem in life. There is no problem without a solution. As we say that there is no lock without a key, similarly, there is no problem without a solution also, right? I feel that all others are not enjoying the class, that is why not interacting with me, or probably not understanding the concept. It is disheartening to see that the students are not interacting and responding. I was expecting a better response, as this is a topic which is of relevance for all the students. Students, please do interact through the question pane, otherwise you will not be able to enjoy the session, right? So change goals if needed. Now, as we are learning so much about time management, you must be wondering that it's fine if I'm not able to complete a particular task today, I'll do it tomorrow, right? What is the need to be in hurry? But let me tell you what are the benefits of time management. Time management will help you in getting the most out of your education, whatever you are doing, whatever you have done as a student, as a wise person, as a learned person, as a knowledgeable person. Time management is something which will help you in achieving all your targets. You'll be able to get all your work done with the help of this. Allows you to be better prepared for the demands of your life. Therefore, it will decrease your anxiety. Let's say you have 10 tasks to accomplish, right? So if you are managing your time well, you will be able to prepare yourself better for those demands of your life. It will also help you to prioritize the tasks, right? You will not have to rush to your professors or your faculty members always to say, I'm sorry, I could not complete my assignment today, I'll do it tomorrow. Please give me one more day time. I'll submit it tomorrow. Positively, positive. Right? That means you have not managed your time properly. That is why you still need an extension in the deadline. And with a better time management, you will be able to lead a more balanced and productive life. Right? You will be able to strike a balance between your personal and professional demands. And thereby, you will become a more productive and a more successful person. Right? Suppose you are not managing your time properly. You have 10 things to complete. And I'm sure without the proper time management, you will not be able to complete even 5. Or let's say you have completed 5 unimportant tasks today, and the 5 most important ones are still pending. Right? So that will lead to anxiety. And as you proceed on with life, with increase in your age, or at some point of time, you'll start developing physical or health issues also. In the next class, we'll be talking about this stress management, right? So you'll continuously be under stress, and stress after a certain extent starts, or it leads to problems, right? Problems in the sense that, physical issues or mental issues. You will not be in sound physical and mental health if you are continuously undergoing stress, and the stress will come because of improper time management, right? So all these concepts that we are dealing in class are interrelated. Now students, I have a set of questions for you. You just ask yourself, don't send me an answer, but ask yourself, out of these 6 things, how many things are you doing? Are you handing in work late, whether it is professional or your educational work? When you are asked for submitting assignments in class or submitting a project, are you able to submit your project in time, or you are always submitting your assignments late? You are submitting a work that is not up to your usual standards, something that you have to, that you are capable of doing much better, but still, as you have not given it proper time, proper dedication, that you could not complete it on time. And now at the 11th hour, you just have to finish it anyhow without giving it a thought whether it is properly done or not. Forgetting commitments. Are you doing that? Is what is happening with you? Finding that you often don't have enough time to complete a task because you have so many tasks, you are overloaded with work, and believe me, this happens just because of improper time management. Are you making excuses for why work is not done? Are you always ready with something? Always, you must have come across a lot of people. They're always ready with an excuse why a particular work is not being done on time, right? Or do you have to let go of activities that you enjoy because of either you were not having so much of time, or you had low grades, you did not get time to enjoy yourself? Does that happen? Right. So out of these 6 questions, students, how many do you think you will answer as yes? Out of 6, how many whys are you getting? That yes, I handle my assignments late, or I'm not able to take out time for myself. How many of them do you think will get a yes? Come on, quickly. Out of 6 questions, How many Ys? How many Ys? I need an answer for this, otherwise I will not continue. I need an answer from all the students for this. Come on quickly. Good, Janvi. I appreciate that. And I expect all of you to be honest. See, if you will not be able to be honest with yourself and with your trainer and teacher, how will you improve? You have to be honest with yourself. Very good, Ashwarya. I appreciate. Okay, thank you so much, Sachin sir, for sharing that. Right? Certainly. Right? Thank you so much, Vaibhavi. Right. So students, if your answer is yes to let's say 3, 4, 5, or sometimes even 6, that means we definitely require to be good in time management. We need to do something about it just now at this moment. We cannot leave it like that unnoticed and unpracticed. Right? Thank you so much for answering, but still, I've got only 5 to 6 answers. Come on, students, quickly, quickly. Right. So, many a times when you realize that you don't have enough time to complete a task, that is a clear indication that there is something that you need to do about regarding your time management, isn't it, Sachin sir? So, let me just show you a very small, quite funny, and an interesting story on time management, which I'm sure all of you are going to enjoy. Consider yourself in the place of the person whom king has offered something, right? And then let me know what your response is going to be if you also have to face such a situation. Are you able to see the video? So, so students, I just want you all to understand that this king is God, and God has given us an opportunity to fill our lives with a lot of treasures, which he has kept on our ways. And he said that you have time till sunset. Collect all the treasures that you want in life. Collect all the happiness. Spend all the time with your family, friend. Update yourself. Improve your education and wisdom before the sun sets. Right? And we just keep on waiting. We just keep on procrastinating things. And we just wait. Okay, fine, I'll do it. I'll do it. Exams are very far. I'll do it. I have to apply for a job next year. Why to start with preparation of interviews right now? I'll do it at the time of interview only. Right? So we keep on procrastinating things, and just because of this, sometimes we are just left with no time regarding preparation, or it's just the time of sunset that we realize that we have wasted all our time, isn't it? So I would appreciate all of you to be a little proactive, in the sense that when you have clearly written your goals in life, when you have clearly noted down what are your objectives, you should make short term and long term goals and stick to those goals, stick to the timelines that you have decided for yourself, so that you can achieve the desired goals that you have planned for in life. Clear? Right. So before I could, talk about this, let me ask you all one question. How many of you feel that you are very good in time management? How many of you feel that you are very good in time management? Just send me a Y or N quickly. Then we'll do something very interesting. Come on, quickly. How many of you believe that you are very good in time management? If you feel you are good, send me a Y. If you feel you are not good, send me N. Okay. Oh my God, I have not got even a single Y. Okay, I finally have got somebody who said Y. Good. Right. Students, I'm sharing a link with you all to the question pane. Right. Okay. Good to hear that, Sachin sir. Right. I hope everybody has received the link that I've shared just now. Has everyone received that? Come on, quickly respond. Okay. So now just click on that link and it will redirect you to a page which is a quick questionnaire on time management. See, is it taking you to a link on time management? Are you able to see that time management quiz for yourselves? The link is not opening. Just a moment, let me just check. I'm able to open it with the same link. Okay. Students, you have to copy and paste it in the new window. Copy the link that I have shared and paste it in the new window. Now is it working? Copy and paste that link. Is it working? You will be directed to this page that you can see on the screen. It is mindtools.com. Are you all able to see this on the screen? You'll be redirected to this. How good is your time management? right? And here you will find 15 questions, right? So as we are short of time, please keep this link with you, and after the class, check for yourself how good you are at time management. The moment you will complete these 15 questions, you can calculate your total, and based upon your score, you can just get the interpretation here, right? And not only this, it is also giving you clear bifurcation that are you good at goal setting or prioritization or managing interruptions or scheduling. Is it clear? Are you all able to open that? Copy and paste that link in a new window. Are you able to open mindtools.com? Okay, Ramya is able to do. Okay, Sachinji. Janvi is able to do. Kiran, why are you not able to do? You just have to select, copy the message that I have shared, the link, and paste it. Okay, cut and paste. If you're not able to copy, cut and paste. Right, so most of the students are able to see. Those of you who are still not able to see, send me an email. I will just respond on that email with the same link. Okay, right. So as we are short of time, you need to complete this time management test after the class. And this is something which is very good. I'm sure you are going to enjoy the same. Right, students. Now quickly understand that there are 3 key steps to time management. Right? And how can we improve on that? These 3 key steps we'll be doing in the coming slides. But the basic methodology that you are going to follow is, first of all, you need to develop a weekly schedule. That how are you going to achieve your objectives, or how are you going to complete your task. Then you should have an overview of how much time you have free, how much time you have committed to a particular task or project. Remember to write a to-do list on a daily basis. Ensure that you have reminders in your phones or in your laptops, or keep a diary with yourself, right? Or you can make use of small sticky notes around your work table or your study table to remind you of important tasks and deadlines. Prepare a long-term plan and then do regression planning. Promote overall organization and future planning, right? So all these things you are going to do in mind. I'm sure most of you do things like this, but this is also one of the ways that you can utilize. You need to understand that how to put things first. There are 4 types of people. Ask yourself which type of person you are in terms of time management. There is one who's called as the procrastinator, right? So the procrastinator is somebody who's never prepared for the exam, right? Or who needs to, categorize things as urgent and not urgent. Suppose you have an exam tomorrow. That is something which is very important for you and urgent also, right? Your friends get injured, something which is very important and urgent. Late for work, project due today, car breaks down, right? Not urgent, but very important. That is, you have to do planning, goal setting, essay due in a week, exercise, relationships, and relaxation. Not important but urgent is unimportant phone calls, interruptions, other people's small problems, and peer pressure. Right, I'm just giving you few examples. You need to find out that how can you segregate your tasks into 4 groups, right? So it has to be urgent, important, not urgent, important, not important but urgent, and not important and not urgent, right? Too much TV. So too much TV is neither urgent and nor important. endless phone calls, something not urgent and not important, time wasters, excessive games either on computers or mobile, going out, spending time and freaking out with friends, going to malls, markets, unnecessary going to shoppings, all these things are time wasters, right? So you have to prioritize things in the term, in the sense that what is that which is important for you, what is that which is urgent for you. And this is going to be helpful in prioritizing yourself, and you will be better at time management. So the three steps that we are talking about, step one is create your weekly schedule. How can you do that? You can also use, there are a lot of online scheduling templates that you can utilize, right? You can use that weekly schedule template. You can make use of a computer program also. And once you are preparing a weekly schedule, it will allow you to organize your regular activities. You will be able to find out how much time is available with you that is free. You can calculate how much time you have to spend in extracurricular activities. You will also have a clear-cut division of how much time you can study, and you will know how and where you tend to waste time. So find out the time wasters also that you are tempted to get involved in. Keep yourself away from those time wasters, right? So this is step one. You must be wondering, ma'am, I always create a very good time management, a very good schedule. But where does the time goes? Let me tell you. Approximately 110 hours of time is consumed by personal maintenance and class time. Work and other commitments, it takes around 14 plus hours. That leaves approximately 44 hours remaining. And this is your time to spend, how you see fit. Right? So we are talking about around about, a week's or a month's calculation. So just try and see for yourself that out of the total time that is available for you, how much time are you spending on yourself? If you can't figure out where that 44-hour goes every week, so every week your 44 hours are going waste. Keep track of how you spend your time. Right? So just make a calendar for the next 7 days and just keep on noting down the activities that you do for the entire day. And at the end of the week, sit with that scheduling of yours and check how much time you have utilized and how much time you have wasted. You will be amazed at how it gets used. Right? Students, you have a liberty. As a student, nobody expects you to be very productive all of your time or every minute of your time. You have a lot of free time in hand, which you can utilize at your discretion, right? But it seems reasonable that at least half of it will be devoted to academics, right? Nobody is asking you to study for the entire day, entire night, but definitely it is expected from you to spend at least 6 hours per day for your self studies. And that is not something that is too high to ask for, isn't it? So ask yourself these questions. Focus on your activities, maintain a chart that you are doing. And once you are able to find out how much time you are utilizing and you are wasting, probably you will get an answer to most of the questions, and it will be helpful for you in scheduling yourself and having a good time management calendar. Second step is to make a to-do list. Remember the story that I've shared where the professor had a glass jar in which he just put some, he did, he did put some small stones, then some pebbles, and then water. So like this, you have to make a to-do list each day to remind you of what you have to do each day. Then prioritize each item on the list. First, make a list of all the tasks that you have to do. Then label it as the most important items as A, less important items as B, and then the nice to do items as C. And once you are starting your day, start your day with A's. That is the most important items. And once you complete the most important items first, then go on to your B's and then C's only if you find that you have the time. Right? So this is one of the most efficient ways in which you can just utilize your time. Then step 3 is the long-term planning. As I told you, do some regression planning. How do we do regression planning? We'll start with long-term goals, right? So a long-term planning, let's say you have to appear for an exam after 3 months, right? So when you are going in and doing long-term planning, it is best to use a monthly calendar. And it is important that you have the ability to look ahead by at least 4 weeks. As soon as you are informed of deadlines for assignments or test dates, put them on the calendar. And once you put it on the calendar, that means you will start making or doing some long-term planning. Don't procrastinate it that I have 4 months in hand, so I will plan then and there only, right? So, scheduling everything on a calendar which is clearly visible when you sit to study or when you sit to work, that means on your working table or study table. This will help you in preventing last minute cramming or rushed assignments, or forgetting the task or forgetting the deadlines, right? So this is a very, very important step in long-term planning, and this will prevent you from any last minute cramming or rushed assignments. Clear? So these are the 3 important steps: long-term planning, to-do list, and ask yourself the questions. But still, having all said and done, and I know that these things are very easy to read, very easy to talk about, very easy to understand, but very, very difficult to implement. Why? Because life is very unpredictable. Let me give you an example. Last evening, I have set my timetable for something that was very important for me, and I prepared myself, that I had to complete this. And unexpectedly, last evening, some guests came over, and I was the only one available at home to attend them. So all my planning went for a 6. Now what am I going to do? Today, I have this privilege that this is a Sunday, right? So as I just keep one day for myself spare, keeping in mind that if I'm not able to complete any of the tasks during the week, I may get some time on Sundays to complete it. As I could not complete my assignment of last evening, I will be doing it today. And I'll ensure that I'll complete it today, even if that amounts to a lesser hour, of sleeping. So I might cut down half my few hours of sleeping, but I have to complete my assignments. So the question arises, what if I get off schedule? And this happens very often. So it's important to prepare for the unexpected things, because it will always come up. Whatever you have planned, it is not possible that every time 100% it will be executed, even after great planning also, right? So imagine a situation when you have planned for something, but your plan is just thrown into chaos. Then what are you going to do? So out of those, the planned activity which you had, list each necessary activity that you have to complete, right? Then define time limits for each activity. Then in that list also set priorities, and then tackle assignments in that order, right? So I hope I've given an answer to a question that we all are stuck with, that after scheduling or after maintaining a timetable also we are not able to stick to it. Then this is something which you should do. If your time schedule or your work schedule, you could not stick up to it, right? How does it matter? Why it happens that we are not able to do things properly when we have too many things to manage, right? If you find that you have very few hours left in your day, week, or month to relax, spend time with friends or family, or pursue your own interest, then I think you have overburdened yourself. You have taken so many assignments, so many projects, or you're working on so many parallel things that you might feel stressed out. If you spread yourself too thin, that means you are just cutting down all the work and you are just trying to be lazy and saying, okay, fine, I will work for 2 to 3 hours, and that is sufficient. then you will not be able to fulfill any of the commitments in your life, right? You will not be able to utilize all the skills and abilities that you have. And again, you have to be sure that you are going to prioritize, and you will not feel guilty if you have to drop an activity or two. Remember, your health is and well-being is always your number one priority. So sometimes it is fine that you have taken out time from your work and you're just giving time to your family and friends, or just relaxing yourself, right? But you should know where to draw this thin line of doing very important tasks, and not so important things can be left out, and you can at the same time parallelly get engaged in something else, right? So this is how we do time management. Don't try to stress yourself a lot with this. Just try to be your natural self, and whatever you do, enjoy yourself for the same. So these words, we come to the end of time management session for the day. And to end my class, I just have a very interesting video, which I'm sure is going to set our spirits high. So let's have a look at this motivational video on time. So I'm sure that all of you agree with me on this, that it is just our state of mind and our psychological conditions that determine our response to a time. So whenever you are in pain, you feel that the time is so, we are not able to spend that time. When you are very happy, you feel that the time is very short, right? And so on and so forth. Right. So with these words, I would like to end my class. I hope that you all enjoyed the session, as it was an important session when it comes to personality development. So just the last ritual for the class, that please feel free to write to me for any of your questions, suggestion and feedback. You can connect with me on feedback.mentorbuddy@gmail.com for any questions related with the MentorBuddy or the platform or the upcoming webinars, or regarding your e-certificates. You can write on support@mentorbuddy.com. I would appreciate if all of you can upload the e-certificates that you're receiving on LinkedIn and tag us at Quantum Learnings. You can tag me also. I'm available on LinkedIn with Shivani Sharma as my profile name. Please visit MentorBuddy website and Center of Excellence website with your registered email IDs, video college and registered mobile numbers as passwords. Right? MentorBuddy website has a lot of content for you that will be helpful for your campus placements. Center of Excellence talks about a lot of upcoming webinars on verbal ability, soft skills, technical skills that will help you in upgrading and upskilling yourself. And if you want to connect with me for any of the career guidance, you can like my Facebook page, Guidance for Career. Thank you so much, students. I hope everybody enjoyed the session. I'm open for questions if you have any. Feel free to ask me any questions if you have through the chat box. Thank you so much, but still I would appreciate that if you all can be a little bit more interactive and responsive in class, because now the classes that we are left with involves a lot of interaction, then only you will enjoy it, right? Okay, thank you so much for being such a nice audience group. Right, so I've got a question. How much time we should sleep? Ideally 6 to 7 hours or maximum 8 hours, not more than that. In student life, even if you're getting 6 hours to sleep, that is fine. Moreover, it is determined by our body clock, right? Our honorable prime minister sleeps only for 3 to 4 hours, and he says that I'm keeping fit with this. That's fine. If his body clocks, if he is able to keep himself fit with a 4 to 5 hours of sleep, that means fine. Now then you cannot give me a reason or excuse that, ma'am, I feel fit when I sleep for 10 hours. More than 8 hours, a child or a sick person or a person in old age can sleep, right? But not people who are in their productive age, right? That means students or working professionals.